Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the St. Louis Cardinals in opening day here on March 31st. Leading off for the Dodgers playing second base is Sachs. Batting second playing shortstop is Seager. Batting third going to catching the Piazza. Batting fourth playing center field is Green. Batting fifth playing first base is Bellinger. Batting sixth playing third base is Beltre. Batting seventh playing left field is Guerrero. Batting eighth, playing right field is Mondesi, and batting ninth and doing the pitching is Clayton Kershaw. We should have one hell of a pitching matchup. After we look at the St. Louis Cardinals lineup, you'll see you got leading off playing left field is McGee. Batting second, playing shortstop is Encherio. Batting third, playing first base is Pujols. Batting fourth, playing center field is Edmonds. Batting fifth, playing third base is Scott Rowland. Batting sixth is Stan the Man, playing right field, usual. Batting seventh on the catching is Molina. Batting eighth, playing second base is Matt Carpenter. And like I say, one hell of a pitching matchup here today. Batting ninth and doing the pitching is Bob Gibson. Let's get down here to the field and get this game started. And to lead it off for the Dodgers in 1986, Steve Saxon batted .332 with 6 homers and 56 RBIs. And Bob Gibson in 1968 was 22-9 with a 1.12 ERA. And here's the pitch to Sax. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Carpenter at second. Over to Pujols for out number one. Corey Seager comes to the plate, and he batted .308 with 26 homers and 72 RBIs in 2016. And he gets a hold of this one off of Bob. Let's see where this lands at. And that ball is high. That ball is far. How far is this one going to go? Oh, in the St. Louis air here. That would be a 23. Kiss it goodbye. Corey Seager launches one off of Gibson. And that is 1-0 Dodgers. He batted .362 with 40 homers and 124 RBIs in 1997. And that's going to be against a righty. 27, and that's going to be a ground ball, or rather a fly ball out to McGee and left for out number 2. And that brings up Sean Green now, and Green is batted .297 with 49 homers and 125 RBIs in 2001. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Gibson's first strikeout of the game. But the 1-out homer by Corey gives the Dodgers a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the first. You'll have Willie McGee, Edgar Renteria, and Albert Pujols to up here against Kershaw. McGee batted .353, 10 homers and 82 RBIs in 1985. And this is Clayton Kershaw's 2014 season where he was 21-3 with a 1.77 ERA. Here's Willie with the first pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Kershaw. He fires over to first for out number 1. And Edgar Renteria is up now. And in 2003, he batted .330, 13 homers, 100 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Edgar's down at first with 1 out. And he's probably going to be taking off here with 1 out, trying to get in the scoring position. So it'll be a 29 or lower, 55 or lower. He steals it off of Piazza. Let's make sure I got Piazza's arm right. Yep. So 29 is a 55 or lower. And he's in there with an easy stolen base. Runner in scoring position here with one out. And Albert's up. And are they going to walk Albert? That is the question with stealing that base. Albert batted .359 with 43 homers, 124 RBIs in 2003, and that's what they're going to do. Albert's going to get the intentional walk. That'll set up the double play ball, and Edmonds comes to the plate. And Edmonds batted .301, 42 homers, and 111 RBIs in 2004. Can Jim make him pay for walking Albert? And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Kershaw with his first strikeout, a big one there. Now there's 2 outs and 2-1 for Scott Rowland. Rowland batted .314 with 34 homers, 124 RBIs in 2004. And here's the pitch to Rowland. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. He'll take it himself. Corey will unassisted. Touches the bag. The Cardinals lead 2. It's a 1-0 ball game as we go to the top of the second. And Corey will lead it off here, followed by Beltre and Guerrero. And Cody batted .305 with 47 homers and 115 RBIs in 2019. You can see the Dodgers' upcoming schedule. They got one more game here in St. Louis. Then they travel to Cincinnati. Then they go home to take on Arizona. Here's the pitch to Cody. And that's going to be against the righty. 25 and 8. It's going to be a fly ball out to Edmonds. He makes the catch for out number 1. And Beltre comes to the plate. In 2004, he batted .334, 48 homers, 121 RBIs. And that's going to be another fly ball out to center field. 2 fly balls to Edmonds, 2 quick outs. Can Guerrero do something different here instead of hitting the ball out to Edmonds? In 1985, he batted .320 at 33 homers, 87 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball, but this time it's out to McGee. So 3 fly balls, 3 outs. And the Dodgers go down in order as we go to the bottom of the second. We got Stan the Man due up, usual, Molina and Matt Carpenter. And Stan in 1962 batted .330 with 19 homers and 82 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball. Yep, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Kershaw strikes out Stan the Man for out number 1. And Molina comes to the plate. And in 2012, he batted .315, 22 homers, and 76 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So 1 out single. Cardinals' first hit of the game brings up Matt Carpenter now. The runner down at first, time running on base. And Carpenter in 2013 batted .318 with 11 homers and 78 RBIs. And that's a fly ball out to Guerrero and left for out number 2. So it's up to Bob to help his own crowd out. And in 1968, Gibson batted a .170 with 6 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Bob. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. Kershaw falls behind in the count to Bob. Can he take advantage of the count? And nope. It'll be a fly ball. Fly ball out the right field. And that'll end the inning. And the Cardinals strand another runner. We go to the top of the third in a 1-0 ball game. Bottom part of the order due up here for the Dodgers. Wanted to see Kershaw and back to Sachs at the top of the order. will rule batted .310 with 30 homers and 87 RBIs in 1997. And he gets a hold of this, drives that ball down the first baseline. That goes off the wall. And he's in there with a leadoff double. And now Kershaw's going to try to bunt him over to third. And then 2014, Kershaw batted a .175 with 3 RBIs. And here's the bunt. And that's going to be 2 balls fouled off. I want to keep the bunt sign on. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be a 22. Sacrifice safe at first, runner safe at third, and scores on a wild throw. So, Molina comes out. Let's look here. 44 and a 9. Maybe not. Forgot to look here. 44 and a 9. Should be fielding column 1, so it might not be in there. Batter out on a batter out there. Batter safe at first on a fielder's choice. Runner out at third. So the bunt doesn't work. That's going to be a 6-2-5 put out. Kershaw's down at first. Now with 1 out. So now a runner down at first and 1 out. And Steve Sachs is up. Sachs grounded out to his counterpart at second his first time up. And that's going to be might be a double play ball. 54 and a 5. That'll be fielding column 2. So let's see here. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Gibson strikes him out for out number 2. And Corey Seager comes to the plate. And Seager hit the home run for the only run of the ball game so far back in the first. And that's going to be against the lefty. 8. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. Gibson comes back and strikes out the last 2 batters. That'll be his 3rd strikeout through 3. And it's still 1-0 Dodgers. At the top of the order due up here for the Cardinals. McGee, Renteria, and Pujols. Willie grounded out to the pitcher his first time up back in the first. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short for out number 1. And Edgar Renteria comes to the plate. He walked and stole a base back in the first. And that's going to be against the lefty. 13. That'll be a single in the left field. Edgar gets a board here for the 2nd time today. And he's going to be taken off for the 2nd time, trying to get his 2nd stolen base. So he will be I believe a 29. Yeah, 29. So 55 or lower, he's in there. And he's in there with another stolen base. So Edgar's down at 2nd now. And again, with stealing the base, they're going to intentionally walk Pujols. They intentionally walked him in the first inning and got out of it with nobody scoring that time. And here they go again. That brings up Jim Edmonds now. Runners on 1st and 2nd, and only 1 out. Edmonds struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a 23 and a 9. That'll be a fly ball out to center field. And to re-roll a dice here. I don't think he's going to try. Fly ball out to center field of 44. I don't see no reason to tag up here and get thrown out when a single's going to score you with 2 outs. Yeah, he's going to stay put. That's just going to be a fly ball out to center. And now you got 1st and 2nd and 2 outs for Scott Rowland. Can he deliver here, folks? Scott grounded out to the first base back in the 1st inning here. Here we go. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Scott strikes out. And that's Kershaw's third strikeout of the game. And again, the Cardinals lead first and second on the bases. And we go to the fourth in a 1-0 ball game. And you got Piazza, Green, and Bellinger, the big boys, due up here for the Dodgers here in the top of the fourth. And Mike is 0 for 1. He flew out the left back in the first. And that's going to be another fly ball out to McGee. So 2 fly balls to the left, 2 outs. And Molina comes up. He struck out back in the first. And that's going to be a base on balls. Gibson's first walk of the game. And that brings up Carpenter now with a runner down at first. Cardinals already down by a run. And Cody's 0 for 1. He flew out the center back in the second. And that's going to be another fly ball out the center. 2 down. And up to the plate is Mr. Gibson himself. And Bob, he had a fly ball. Wait a second. Now, well, we got Bob going up here. Sorry about that. What the hell we got going on here? Got Green down at. Did I look at the wrong cards? Hey, Aaron. So let's see here. You got Green down at first and Beltran up now. So here we go. Beltran flew out to center his first time up, and that's going to be a rare play probably. Let's see. Wild pitch 3, no. So that's going to be a rare play. 31 and a 40 with a runner down at first. 31 and a 40. That's going to be hit out to center field. Edmonds is out there. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center for out number 3. So the Dodgers strand 1, and we get to the bottom of the fourth in a 1-0 ball game. We got Stan the Man, Molina, and Carpenter due up here to M&M boys and then Carpenter. And Stan struck out back in the second. And that's going to be a fly ball 27. Nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the second for out number 1. So Stan grounds out, and that brings up Molina now. And Molina singled back in the second, 1 for 1. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Kershaw strikes him out for out number 2. And Matt Carpenter comes to the plate now. He flew out the left back in the second. And that's going to be a fly ball this time out to Green in center. Cardinals go down in order. To the top of the 5th we go. We got Guerrera due up here, followed by Mondesi and Kershaw in the bottom 3rd. Guerrera's 0 for 1. He flew out the left back in the second. And that's going to be a base on balls. Pedro walks on down the first. We got to do something here. We don't have his batting stats in there. We're going to go behind the scenes here. We don't have anything in for him. What's up with that? Have to put some stats in here for Guerrera. How did we do that? Didn't put the ratings in. How did we skip him? We didn't do his batting, and we didn't do his base. So he has a PL. Now we got it in here, and we'll go back to the game here. Sorry about that. Don't know how I forgot to put that in. Now we'll get to see his ratings when he's on the bases. So Guerrero's down at first. And Mondesi hit a double back in the third. Nobody out. Runner down at first. And that's going to be against a 27. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And Stan does not have a very good arm out there, folks. So base hit in the right field. And Pedro's going to try to make it down the third. It'll be a 56 or lower. He'll make it down the third with nobody out. And he barely does. And Scott Rowland's jumping up and down, says he tagged him out, but the ump says he's safe. And we got runners on the corners now and nobody out. And the way Kershaw's pitching, they're going to have to bring the infield in. Kershaw up to the plate. He's going to try to bunt Mondesi down the second. It's not going to be a squeeze play. He's just trying to bunt Mondesi down the second. So here's the pitch to Kershaw. See if he can get the bunt down this time. And that's going to be 2 foul balls, 2 strikes on him. They're going to keep the bunt sign on. And now he gets 2 balls on him. So now it's a 2-0 count, 2-2 count, and he finally gets the bunt down, and it's a nice bunt. It's down the first. Pujols comes up with it. His only play is over to first. And now you got runners on second and third with 1 out. Going to keep the infield in. So second and third, 1 out. Steve Sachs is up. He is grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a rare play, I believe. Wow, pitch. Let's see here. 33 on a 2 will be fielding column 1. No, that will be a wild pitch. A wild pitch by Gibson brings a run in. Now you got a runner on third and still only 1 out. Gibson throws that ball to the backstop. So now there's 1 out, a runner on third. They'll keep the infield in. Now they're down 2-0. Sachs is still up. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Steve. And he walks him. So Sachs goes down to first. And Seager comes out now again, first and third, and only 1 out. Infield still in. He hit the homer back in the first, struck out in the third, and he gets a hold of this one again off of Bob. See where this ends up at. And that ball is high. How far is this one going to go, folks? And that one's off the wall in deep center field. Edmonds gets it. Let's see here. Saxon probably scores deep as that was with no throw. Edmonds got a good arm out there, but so yeah, that's going to be a 2 RBI double by Seager. He thought he had another homer, folks. Oh crap! I didn't score the runner. The Dodgers are opening up this game now. Redo this. Score Sachs from first here. So a double in the center and both runners score. And it's a 4-2 ball game. Double your fun, double your pleasure with double your lead with double men gone. 4-0 here in the 5th inning as the Dodgers have scored 3 runs off of Gibson. And now you got Piazza up. He's flown out the left both times. And not this time, folks. He crushes this one. And that's going to be a double in the left field. And Gibson's giving up some big hits here, and that makes it a 5-0 ball game. And Sean Green comes to the plate. And if I was Green, I'd be watching out. This one could end up in his ear. He struck out and walked, has yet to put the ball in play. And that'll be a ground ball down the short. 51 and a 9 should still be fielding column 1, I believe. Yep. And he'll look the runner back to second, fire over to first. Now there's 2 outs and a runner still down at second in a 5-0 game as Bellinger comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He's flown out to center both times. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Gibson gets his 4th strikeout of the game, but not until he gives up 4 runs in this 5th inning and makes it a 5-0 ball game. Gibson comes to the plate. They're going to let him bat, folks. Don't want to take Bob Gibson out right yet. He is 0 for 1. He's flown out to right his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right again for out number 1. Back to the top of the order. Top of the order's been getting on base, but been unable to score. McGee is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Kershaw strikes him out. That's Kershaw's 5th strikeout of the game. And Edgar Renteria's been on base twice and has stolen 2 bases. He's walked in the first, singled in the third. And that's going to be a base on balls again. And I think this time he's going to stay put and make him pitch to Albert instead of stealing. Because Albert has been intentionally walked both times. So here's the pitch to Albert. And that's going to be a 37. That's going to be a pass ball. So the ball gets by him. And now they are going to walk Albert after the pass ball with Renteria down at second. So again, they intentionally walk Albert for the 3rd time today, but it's panned out all 2 times. See if it pans out the 3rd time, because Edmonds is 0 for 2. He is struck out and flown out. Jimmy make him pay this time. 40 with runners on first and second. The team, let's see here. That's 8, 10, 15, 22, 31, 36, 37, 40. So it'll be fielding column 1 on a what the heck? 35, 40. Wild pitch by wild pitch 2 or 3. Yep, another wild pitch. They're throwing the ball all over the place. Had a pass ball, now a wild pitch. 2nd and 3rd. And 1-0 count on Edmonds. Can Edmonds come through this time, folks? And nope, that is going to be a swing and a miss. Kershaw comes back and strikes Jimmy out. 2nd and 3rd, and the Cardinals cannot cash in. They've had their opportunities here today, folks, but Kershaw's pitched around trouble. We go to the top of the 6th in a 5-0 ball game. You got Beltre, Guerrero, and Amondesi up. Beltre's 0 for 2. He's flown out the center both times. And that's going to be the first time he hasn't. That's going to be a ground ball down the pool holes. He takes it himself for out number 1. And Guerrero comes to the plate now. And Guerrero is 0 for 1. He's walked back in the 5th and came around to score. And that's going to be a 8. And that's going to be a Fly ball out to stand the man for out number 2. And Mondesi comes up now. And he's 2 for 2. He is doubled and singled. Came around to score in the 5th. And that's going to be a base on balls. Gibson's 4th walk to go with his 4 strikeouts. And Kershaw's up now. And Kershaw is 0 for 1. He has grounded into a force play and had a sacrifice bunt. And that's going to be a fly ball out the stand, and that'll end the inning. The Dodgers strand 1. To the bottom of the 6th we go. You got Roland, Musial, and Molina due up here against Kershaw. Scott's 0 for 2. He is grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field for out number 1. And the man comes up to the plate. Musial is 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out. And that is going to be a double in the right field. So Stan's on here with a 1-out double. And Molina comes to the plate with a runner in scoring position. See if they can finally cash in here against Kershaw. Molina is singled in the 2nd and struck out in the 4th. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out again. That's his 7th strikeout of the game. And Carpenter comes up now with 2 outs. Runner still down at 2nd. He's flown out to left and center. And that's going to be back-to-back strikeouts. And that ends the inning. To the top of the 7th we go. Gibson will leading off the bottom of the 7th. See if he can get through this 7th inning here. Got the top of the order due up against him. Sachs, Seager, and Piazza. See if the 2 S's can do anything at the top of the order. Sachs is 0 for 2. He did walk back in the 5th and came around to score. And that's a base on ball. So Sachs is on board here with a leadoff walk. And Seager comes to the plate now with Steve down at first. And he is 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. He's got a solo homer and a 2 RBI double in the 5th. And that's going to be a 30 on an 8. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out this time. Now there's 1 down. The runner's still down at first for Piazza. And Mike's 1 for 3. He had an RBI double in the 5th. And that's going to be a 10 against the 25. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And with Sachs' speed, he's probably going to get down the 3rd with no throw here. Yeah, Sachs will get the 3rd with no throw. Single in the center. Sachs is on 3rd, 1st, and 3rd with Green up. They'll bring the infield in. They can't afford to give up runs here, folks. Green's 0 for 2. He is struck out, walked, and grounded out. And that's going to be a base on balls. That fills the bases. And Cody Bellinger comes up and the bases juiced. Gibson, like I say, due to lead off the bottom of this inning, trying to get through this inning with not giving up any more runs. Cody's 0 for 3. He's flown out to center twice and struck out. Infield in. And that's going to be against the 29. And that is going to be a single in the left field. Piazza, even with his speed, might score on this. So let's see, a 64. A 34. Green. Let's see here. Green will stop at 2nd. So they're going to send Piazza. Green's going to stop at 2nd. 1 run already in. A 65 or 6 gets him. Other than that, he's safe at the plate. And they get him at the plate. Nice play by Willie McGee. Throws out Mike at the plate. Single in the... and single in the left field, and McGee comes up throwing, and Piazza's out at the plate, folks. Nice job by McGee to keep this a 6-0 ball game. Now you got first and second and 2 outs. And Beltre's up. So McGee does a good job here. Beltre's 0 for 3. He's flown out the center and grounded out. And that's going to be a well hit. And Gibson is getting tagged here in these late innings, folks. And that's going to be a double in the right field. Let's see here. Bellinger's speed. That'll be a 51. And Stan has a terrible arm. He'll probably score with no throw. Yep, that's going to be a 2 RBI double. And turn out the lights. This party's over, folks. It is now an 8-0 ball game. And Guerrera's at the plate now with the runners on runner on second with the double. And Guerrero is 0 for 2. He's walked in the 5th, came around to score. And that's going to be a 23. And that's going to be a ground ball down to second. He fires over to first. And that finally ends this inning. But 3 more runs scoring. We get to the 7th inning stretch and an 8-0 ball game. Bob Gibson sure didn't have his best stuff, and that'll be it for Gipsy. He'll be coming out of the game. And that might be it for Kershaw, too. He's pitching a shutout. We're going to let him go. Let him go here. Pitching a shutout. So he's going to come off the bench here. Against the lefty. Ken Boyer's going to come off the bench. See if Boyer can get on base here. So Ken Boyer comes off the bench. The pitch hit here for Gibson. And Boyer. In 1961, batted .329, 24 homers, and 95 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Kershaw strikes him out for out number 1. Yeah, it's okay to go walk the dog is right. Yeah, turn out the lights. The party's over. We're back to the top of the order now. McGee, he's 0 for 3. Grounded out, popped up, and struck out. And that's going to be against I'll make him a, let's see here. So through 7, probably through, I think it's 9. Sure, get this right. I think he has. So he's still 21. So it's going to be a 20 against a 8. And that is going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes McGee out. So back-to-back strikeouts here in the 7th. And Renteria comes to the plate now. And he is 1 for 1 with 2 walks and 2 stolen bases. Here's the pitch to Renteria. And this will be the first time they get him out. And that's going to be good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Strikes out the side here in the 7th for his 11th strikeout of the game. So half of this pitching duel has lived up to it. It's hype. And that's Kershaw pitching a 3-hit shutout as we go to the top of the 8th. You got Mondesi, Kershaw, and Saxton up. Let's see who the Cardinals are going to bring in here. And it looks like it's going to be Franklin's going to come in here to pitch. So Franklin will come in here. And this blowout. And in 2009, he was 4-3 with 38 saves and a 1.92 ERA. And he'll be facing Mondesi. He's having a perfect game. He is 2 for 2. He's got a double, a single, and a walk. Here's the pitch for a rule. And that's going to be against the righty. 20 and a 10. That's going to be a first time they got him out here today, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Renteria. He fires over to Pujols for out number 1. And like I say, Kershaw's going to bat for himself with this shutout. And he is 0 for 2. He has a sacrifice bunt, grounded out and thrown out. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Franklin's doing a good job here. 2 quick outs here in the 8th. And now Steve Sachs is up. Sachs is 0 for 2. He has walked. Came around the score in the 7th. And walked and came around the score in the 5th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Rollins. He fires over the first. That's a 1-2-3-8. So we go now. I wonder why that's locked up there. It's still in blue. Yeah, I just noticed that. Barely see that 4 runs. And now you got the big boys due up here against Kershaw. Pujols, Edmonds, and Rowland. Pujols has yet to been pitched to. He's been intentionally walked 3 times in this game, folks. Here's the pitch to Albert. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Albert out. Kershaw is cruising now, folks, with this 8-0 lead. He's just challenging these guys. And Jim Edmonds is up. He's 0 for 3. He struck out twice and flown out. Can Kershaw give him the hat trick? And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the first. And he'll take it himself for out number 2. Scott Rowland comes to the plate now. 2 down, nobody on in an 8-0 ball game. Scott is grounded out, struck out, and flown out. And that's going to be could be another swing. Yep, that's another swing and a miss. Kershaw is on fire, folks. That's his 13th strikeout of the game. We go to the top of the 9th in an 8-0 ball game. Seager, Piazza, and Green do up here against Franklin. Corey is 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs, a homer, and a double. And he strikes him out. Franklin's done a great job since coming in here. That is his 2nd strikeout of the game. Piazza's up now. He's 2 for 4. He's doubled and singled, drove in a run back in the 5th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short for out number 2. And now Sean Green's up. 2 outs and nobody on. He's 0 for 2. He has walked twice and came around the score in the 7th. And he gets a hold of this one. Kiss this one goodbye, no doubt about it. Green launches this one in the right field. Stan turns around, watches it leave the park. It's 9-0. And Cody comes to the plate. Cody is 1 for 4. Has an RBI single in the 7th. And that's going to be against the righty at 19. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Edmonds to end the inning. But the home run makes it a 9-0 ball game by Green. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Cardinals need a miracle. They got Stan the Man, Yadier, Molino, and Matt Carpenter due up. Stan's got a double back in the 6th. 1 for 3. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Kershaw is on fire, folks. 14 strikeouts in this game. Struck out Stan the Man. And here comes Yadier. He's 1 for 3. He singled back in the second and struck out in the fourth and the fifth. And not this time. That ball is high. He launches this one, folks. And that ball is out of here. And Kershaw gives up a homer. That ends the shutout, folks. Molina gets the Cardinals on the board. It's 9-1. Up to the plate now is Carpenter. He's 0 for 3. He's flown out the left and right, left and center, and struck out. And that's going to be a base on balls. And all of a sudden, Kershaw is in a little bit of trouble here. Franklin's going to come out of the game. We'll have a pitch hitter for him. Let's see who comes out here. Pitch hit for him. And the big boy's going to come off the bench, I think. Going to bring on Mark McGuire. See if he can launch one here. Make this a 9-3 ball game. So McGuire's going to come off the bench. In a 9-1 ball game. And in 1998, McGuire hit .299 with 70 homers, 147 RBIs. And he does kiss this one goodbye. And all of a sudden, Kershaw's getting lit up here in the ninth. That ball is high. That ball is far. And that ball is out of here. Big Mac with a pitch hit home run. It makes this a 9-3 ball game, folks. Ain't much celebrating though when you're still down by 6. There's still 3 runs all here in the ninth. McGee is 0 for 4. That gets the bullpen up now. He has grounded out, struck out twice, then popped up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Kershaw settles down after the homer by McGuire. Now there's 2 outs. Nobody on for Renteria. And Eckers had a good game. He's 1 for 2. And he has stolen 2 bases. So here's the pitch to Edgar. And that's going to be a pop up down the short. And that'll end this ball game, folks. And Kershaw stumbles in the ninth, but wins this game 9-3. Take a look here at the box score. See what this is. Probably the strikeouts. Kershaw struck out 15 batters. I figure that's what that star was for. The Dodgers 9 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Cardinals 3 runs, 5 hits and no errors. Seager was 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs and a homer. You had Mike Piazza 2 for 5. You had Green with a homer in the game. The Dodgers 4 for 8 with runners on base. They made hay when they had the chance. Only left 5 men on base. You had Molina was 2 for 4 with the homer. And that's the difference in the game. 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Cardinals had their chances. Left 8 men on base. Kershaw goes the distance. 9 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them in the ninth. Walked 6, struck out 15. Old Gibby didn't have the game he wanted. 7 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs, walked 6, struck out 5, gave up a homer. Franklin came in, did a good job, gave up that homer. That was it. 2 innings, just a 1 hit, the homer. 1 run, struck out 2. Take a look here at the standings and leaderboard here. Real quick, ain't a lot to look at. You got the Mets are 2-0, leading the Braves by a game, and the Nationals by a game. Marlins are half a game and a half back, and the Phillies are 2 games back. Cubbies, Reds, and Astros are all tied for first. Brewers and Pirates are a half a game back, and the Cardinals now are 1 game back. And out west, you got the Diamondbacks a game up on the Dodgers, 2 up on the Giants and Padres, and 3 up on the poor 0-3 Rockies. And Jeff Kent's leading the National League with a .714 batting average with 3 homers and 6 RBIs. Of course, the ERA leader's at 0 right now, win leader at 1. And you got Smith and Suter with 2 saves on the year. And of course, Jeff Kent was leading in all 3 major categories, leading in MVP voting, and Jones is leading in the Cy Young. I want to thank Aaron Reed for stopping by today. Check out his channel, folks. And let's see what the next pitching matchup in game number 2 of this series will be. It'll be Sandy Koufax going for the Dodgers, going up against John Tudor. I think they got a day off here on April 1st, and they'll play on April 2nd, I believe. Yeah, there's the April 2nd. Ignore that. It's not Fernando against Wainwright. It's going to be Koufax against Tudor. I don't think they play on the 1st. Nope. So that'll be the next game you'll see here on the channel, folks. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders. And on your way out, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.